Begin. Ooh, we got triple hand trap here. Fua lost it up. Finger Mafua. We're not going to ghost spell the finger, which is quite interesting. All right, sure. The Droll's enough to end their turn. We still have the ghost spell. They have triple disruption, triple pop. The Lancia actually hurts our deck. No. You guys stopped playing Blue Eyes where we could not summon two monsters at the same time, which is part of our core combo. And then Malice should be, the amount of Malice in the meta should be immensely reduced to the point where you're not playing Lancia. But this dude's not playing just one Lancia. He's on at least two. And if you're on two, you're probably on freaking three. What the hell is this? So Solar Zero. I'm very sorry. This should not be happening. I think that you got really unlucky to be paired up against this Mad Lag. And now I am much more interested in your deck. Mitsurugi, Ritual Beast. Holy moly, I need your D. And they're now going to be popping off. Let's go. Come forth, do a drive, detach. We do have a bell. What the hell can we bell? We could bell the Node Ryzeal. Node Ryzeal try to reborn. Oh my Jesus. Now, if you ghost spell a prayers, what's interesting is I could activate another one now. So while it's great that it stops this, it's also not great that they now could use their second prayer. How about you don't draw Lancia? Let's have a real duel. Yes, I'd like that. Ooh, what does he do? What does he do? Is he going to save the Lancia to protect the Ash? I mean, we of course don't know the opponent has a called by. Let's just see what happens. He does it right away. Let's freaking go. Finger that Lancia. We're only dealing with the Ash Blossom now. And you know how important the Lancia is, right? You would possibly want to hold off on a bit. All right, let's speed this up. Could disallow them from adding, negate interaction with the deck. We could wipe away their field, force them to discard. They can't add from the deck even through the Colossus. We have negate, 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 negate. About 9 forms of disruption and or floodgates. Let's freaking go. We have the aggregator not getting chain link blocked by the X Ryzeal because we can't add from the deck. Thus, we get to just very easily negate. No way, mate. What the? Just one negate off of the Apollo. Kusa, we're at the point where I don't have to even wonder what you're trying to do. If you do anything, I'll just negate. Negate no matter what, mate. Let's now wipe away the field. Reborn onto the field. Murakumo is here. Activate. Wipe it. Nicely done. On resolution, their hand, field, everything exploding. I love it. Let's go. We got the Fua into the Asha. Negate. Now, I'm not saying this is Solo Zero's deck building mistake, but by choosing to play Nemesis Flag, that instead is not a non-engine hand trap disruption, which our Fua is obviously not enough. And if it's not a hand trap disruption and they're able to set up, what, 5, 6, 7, maybe up to 10 disruptions is what they're going to do turn one, obviously this is not going to be good enough. Let's speed on through their turn one play. Ooh, we got the Imperm. Let's go. Imperm is here, called with the Grave, attempt to finger the Max C. Murakumo going to be forcing you to discard a card from the hand here. Now we're going to be discarding away that Nemesis Flag, unfortunately. Let's Imperm, wipe away 3 forms of disruption. They still have a monster negate. And they're going to negate. Okay. Well, they have the Saji searching for the Mitsurugi Ritual. Nothing to stop that. Let's further Ritual it up. Now, this is even better than turning off the negates, or not negates, but pops. The triple pop, it also has the effect of if any of your Xyz monsters would be destroyed by card effect or battle, detach material instead, ensuring that our Murakumo will be going through. Now, we are going to be reborning the Night Serpent, Kusanagi, add back the Mitsurugi Ritual, And they're now going to be wiping away our field, which is a big problem, right? Because how are we going to activate the ritual? We need to have the Habakiri on the field to even use it, and this only then becomes ashable when you're trying to ritual summon for the deck. The initial activation here of using the deck to tribute, that was not ashable. So do I think this is a mistake? Well, if they have a way to wipe our field, then this definitely was an oopsie doopsie. Now, we do have the Saji effect of if our other reptile would be destroyed, you could tribute this card instead. The problem is, if you have a bullet being shot at to both the card that wants to protect the other card instead, it can't protect itself of the other card instead because it's also dying with it. So no protection, full field wipe, and we're now going to lose. Murakumo, trigger, and back. We're not going to even be able to activate this. Now, would we have won this duel if we went straight for the Murakumo? No. We are going to lose no matter what. It was just, you know, you can hope that your opponent forgets to wipe your field. Maybe that was the case, and if that was our only time to win the duel, then this would not be a mistake. Regulus the Fairy Beast, I can't imagine why this would be worth playing. I don't know what it does. On summon, you could add a spell trap that mentions it's an Ancient Fairy Dragon deck. Okay. Show me the play. Let's go. Now, I was just saying how good Orcust Fiendsmith is. We are going to Veil Negate, and that is correct. You do not Ash this. You want to Veil this. It has 2 good effects. It dumps in the deck, and it summons 2 tokens. Now, the token they give you, they now have the ability to steal that token and then further use it for link summoning. We now use the Galatea Orcust automation to discard a card to search our deck. Ash is going to negate. It likely was going for the World Crown. So with double hand trap, we were able to fully stop them. Well done. And many people would not have the room, or they would make the mistake of putting in too much engine in their deck to not have room for a Veiler or Impermanence here. And note that this field would have turned into an immense amount of disruptions, a crazy amount. They would have the ability to very likely Masquerena into an Apollo on your turn, steal your monster, send a card from the field to the grave, send a card from the field to the grave again, being able to, they have the randomly the Orcust Crescendo, which they just hard drew into. Now they have the Omni Negate plus Max C. Let's see what's good. Starting this off with the Regulus Fairy Beast. Is this actually better than normal summoning the Trudea? Convince me. We have the World of Spirits. When this card, Field Spell. You have a Field Spell overlapping deck. I would think the idea is you play the Ancient Fairy Field Spell and then you search for the stand-up Centurion, right? We're bridging into the Centurion plays. When activated, add a monster that mentions Ancient Fairy Dragon. We got the Seed. Fairy Beast with an additional effect. You could special summon a light monster from your hand in defense. Nice. Search the field, search a monster, and then further special summon that monster. Let's go into our Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy is attempting to destroy the field spell and search. We're going to get negated and banished. And our normal summon has already been used up. We're also under the effect of Max Frequency, but Marco's not done. We have Regulus with the 3rd effect in Graveyard. Target a field spell in the grave, put it to the bottom of the deck, then draw a card. We're now going to stand up, discard Trudea to put up the Trudea into the back row, special summon. We have a Primera in the back row, special summon for the search in our deck for the Wake Up Centurion. Bro, what? Max C, what are you doing? Nibiru, wipe the field, draw 2. Let's go. This is a special summon, then another special summon. Thus, it's not simultaneous. It's sequential. We get 2 hand traps in our hand here. We do have the Trudea, which is not going to be a form of disruption, unfortunately. Let's now Galatea attempt to reborn by banishing the Gursu, call by the grave, finger the Galatea. We do have Harpour full combo play from here. We could normal summon that, and then, or we could just normal summon the Lacrima Crimson Tear. We have multiple plays here. Let's Lacrima into the Requiem. Requiem summon for the deck, at least attempt to do so. Ash Blossom, not getting fingered by Call to the Grave. What? Well, we have Engraver to further reborn. We could make a sequence with the Nibiru. Thus, we're holding on to the finger for something better. I guess we'll be fingering the Veiler. As Veiler tries to negate the sequence, finger the Veil. And just like that, we have good finger discipline. Not fingering their Ash, instead saving it for a more, better timed hand trap. Negate and banish. Now, player, can you 1-turn kill? Let's return back from the grave for our Fiendsmith Lacrima. as we had nothing to target with the Lacrima. Interesting. We have the Nightmare Phoenix discarding the Harpoor, getting it engrave, attempting to pop the back row card. Trudea is going to be summoning. So if you try to pop a back row card and it moves location, you're no longer destroying that card. Same thing with a monster if it gets pushed to the back row. We have Mermaid discarding Come Forth and Summon for the deck, Orcust Nightmare. Into the Galatea we go. Harpoor is going to banish to Come Forth and Summon for the deck a Gursu. Gursu is going to send from the deck a Symbol. As we further go into the Long Gursu. Long Gursu activating right now to send a monster it's linked with to the graveyard. Let's now Symbol. Further, reborn from engrave the Galatea. Galatea is going to return back the banished Symbol to set up the Babel. Babel's going to make all of our Orcust effects quick effect as we now go into Ding Gursu. Ding Gursu is going to send the stand-up Centurion to the graveyard. Orcust Nightmare is going to boost up our Link 3. World Wand is going to banish to reborn and banish Orcust Nightmare. As we further link it off into another Galatea Link 1, unless that's the one we returned back that got fingered. It is the same one. We now have Enlin Gursu to take control of the Nibiru token. Your token is mine. Now in attack position, 6,800 damage, mate. Lethal damage. Perfect 68 because of the Lacrima burn for 1,200. Well done. Yup. I love Orcust. Orcust is good. But I'm rooting for Marco's deck. Oath, stand up. I don't think the Centurion cards bridge their way to Ancient Fairy. I'm thinking only Ancient Fairy bridge into Centurion. Prove me wrong. I'd love to see it. Because I don't even know what the Ancient Fairies do. Ash attempting to negate the Primera. We're going to finger that Ash. Not today. Now, we can't finger the Nibiru, obviously. Will that be a problem? As we grab our Wake Up Centurion. Wake up. Now, normally Centurion's not going to be summoning 5 freaking times, but we're not a normal deck. We're going to go into Primus. Primus will be searching for another Emblem of Oath, put into the back row the Atri, as this will now be our 5th summon. Activate on summon into the Nibiru wipe. Chain the Maxi, draw 2 cards here. Maybe we're going to draw an Ancient Fairy Dragon Plays. We have not performed our normal summon yet. I would love to see it. Draw into that Regulus Ancient Fairy. Wrong. What the heck is that? Veiler. As we now have Wake Up Centurion. Send for the deck of Phalanx. Phalanx could reborn back on the field of Primus. We could normal summon the Fool Loss to combo with the Primus. Let's go. As we now make the Auxilla. Auxilla is going to be searching for another stand-up as we're now going to be setting up a disruption during the opponent's turn. What we're going to have is a Veiler, a Synchro, and a Finger. Triple disrupt. And I think Crossout Designate has gone up in value, especially if you're playing Mitsurugi, because you can now banish from your deck a Habakiri for the inevitable mirror match. Come forth, Trudea, and the Primera. We are going to be triggering our stand-up Centurion. Let's get ready. Can Chainlink block the Primera from the Ash Blossom, which we did not do. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a follow-up. If they even wanted to Ash this, instead it may be better to trick them into Ashing it. Let's Synchro into the Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon is going to be targeting the Auxilla as a quick effect. Now the problem is, obviously, the Triple Tactics freaking talent. That's going to be able to eat up one of our disruptions unless we play Triple Tactics ourselves. And Triple Tactics is worth 93 points in Genesis, meaning we have to be playing it, right? Grabbing a Synchro Rumble plus a Cosmic Blazar. Cross out? No cross out. We don't play the card, unfortunately. Blazar will be coming back within the end phase. Negate the Triple Tactics mate. Now, what we're left with is Veiler and Called By. That's it. We could finger the Requiem. That's exactly what we're doing. No special summon for you. And with that, we just have Veiler left. They have not committed to their normal summon yet. They're forcing out all your disruption through their Fiendsmith plays first, and then we whip out the Gursu. Now, by Veilering the Gursu, we could still play through it very easily. We could go into the Galatea Link 1, or we could even just go into the Mermaid. Galatea Link 1, let's discard the Ash, search our deck for a World Wand, and now we're going to further go into the Mermaid. First a Phoenix, then the Mermaid. discard the World Wand, search our deck, or I should say special summon onto the field, the Nightmare, go into the Galatea, Galatea into the Dingirsu. We're going to send a card from the field to the graveyard, say goodbye to the back row. Nightmare, but boost up the Girsu, send from the deck the Harp Horror. Harp Horror is going to be special summon for the deck into the symbol. Further link into another Galatea. Let's now use the Engrave Galatea to reborn itself back. Let's World Wand, reborn back the banished Link 2. Now you can make a Link 4 with just 2 bodies. We're now going to Galatea Orcust, set up from the deck our Babel, making all of our Orcust effects quick. Let's further link off into the Enlin Girsu, which is going to grab a banished card. If we return it back in the deck, we could steal the opposing monster. That's exactly what we're doing. Your Auxilia is now ours, as we now go into a Little Knight. This will disallow us from attacking directly, which, you know, I guess we now have to deal with the Blazar. This is something. The Enlin Girsu, if we read the Blazar negates and destroys. And if you don't have a Masquerena, you don't have a good way to get your Enlin Girsu in the graveyard beyond its effect to steal a monster, which in the graveyard from the extra monster zone, it has the additional effect of, with the field spell, a quick effect. Send 1 card on the field to the graveyard whenever you want within the main phase, thanks to the Babel. So if the Blazar ends up negating this, which we may force him to do so, we still gain that extra disrupt. We also have the Little Knight. We also have the symbol to send with Dingirsu. We are going to be using Little Knight on the activation of the stand-up Centurion, should we have went straight to the battle phase to at least take out the Little Knight. Now, we have to worry whenever they want. Ooh, they're just going to Dingirsu the field spell right now. We're not waiting. Now, further on top of this, we do have the ability to... So, do we have a Harp Horror in here? Do we have any other quick effect? We have no other quick effect besides the Galatea and Graveyard. So our main play is going to be able to take control of a monster whenever we want. Primera activate to search for the stand-up Centurion. Activate the stand-up, send the Lockbird to put the Trudea into the back row. Trudea special summon. Further go into Legatia. Legatia is going to threaten the Enlin Girsu. If they're both the same attack, how does this work? You destroy the monster with the highest attack, your choice of tied. Instead of just allowing it to get destroyed, let's take control. Now, if we take control of the Legatia kills itself. What? Do we want to do that? Grab symbol, send it, yoink it, pop the own Legatia. Our own Legatia popped itself as we now go into the Crimson Dragon. Now, we have Galatea being able to banish the other Galatea to reborn. We don't have a card to discard. We have no other quick effects. And now back to us. We're going to Forbidden Droplet off the top of the freaking deck. Ain't no way. Just like that, fully negate the Crimson and the Cosmic Blazar. And now we may take control. No, we're just going to add it back and not return back to Yoink. We're just going to normal summon the Harp Horror. Let's reborn back the Galatea Link 1. The Link 1 continually reborning itself. Even during the opponent's turn, you definitely want to finger her. Let's go into the Moon of the Closed Heaven. Girsu is now here. Send from the deck a World Wand. World Wand. If their Enlin Girsu were banished, it could even summon the Link 4 if you want to. It's not restricted to non-links. Let's set up the Crescendo, which is no good this turn, as we now go into a Long Girsu. Long Girsu is good for going into an Access Code Talker, which we're not playing. We don't have the room for it. Synchro Rumble, banish from Engrave, protect our Crimson on the first attack. There's too much here. Crescendo is going to... Now, a question would be, can Crescendo negate the effect of stand-up, putting a card into the back row? If we read this, when a spell, trap card, or monster effect is activated, you can negate the activation and banish that card. Your answer would have to be no. You cannot negate the effect of the field spell. You cannot negate the effect of the Trudea or Centurions in the back row because it specifies what kind of spell and trap, the card, not the effect of a spell and trap card. So you would have to, on the activation of the field spell, which it has to be activated that turn to even use the other effect, that is when you would have to negate and banish it. Let's normal summon the Regulus. We're just going to negate and banish the normal summon. Works out well. Say goodbye. Be gone. And because Centurion would be too good, stand-up's not activatable, right? We don't want a tier 0 deck here. Why does it have that restriction? Would it really be too much of an issue if this could activate every turn? It'd be like, oh, what the heck is DK thinking? This would definitely be the best deck ever if it could do that. I'm not convinced. Harp Horror, banish, summon a Girsu as we send a World Wand triggering to summon the World's Crown. Let's Long Girsu, return cards back because why not? Why didn't he activate Blazar? You can't chain Blazar to a droplet. The droplets cannot be responded to if you send a monster. Right? Or we were talking about something else. Blazar died because of droplet. Yeah, there's no more after that. 2-0. Let's go. Pre-preparation, we're going to Ashe negate instead of waiting for the Habakiri or the Saji. So we're now going to be very easily playing right through that Ashe negate. We have double impermanence. Can we play through the Fua loss effectively? We have the pressure on us. Earl GB going second. He is able to declare an attack. We're going to look like an absolute fool if we take the Maxi challenge, or I should say the Fua challenge, and then not put up enough damage to win. We're at least committing to the ritual, which this is summoning from the hand, so this was not a Fua loss commitment. We knew that we were not going to draw a card here, give the opponent a draw, that is. But now that we max seed, we're going to get one draw off of this, as we now have Serpent Reborning, committing to the Serpent under the effect of Maxi. Interesting. Let's keep on going. What is our lowest commitment to 8,000 damage here? We are now going to be... Ooh, how many draws is this? 1, 2, 3. Draw 3 right now. Ready? Draw 1, draw 2, trigger the Habakiri, draw 3. If it reborns, it's going to reborn. There's the third draw. What the? We drolled ourselves. Under the effect of Fua and Max C, which is now turned off by our own droll, we are sitting on just the double imperm to survive lethal damage. And they still have their normal summon. They have 1,700 damage with the normal summon Harpour. 78 mate, we couldn't do it. Wait, Prayers has not been activated yet. Prayers for game. Prayers tribute, the Murakumo. The monster you summon off Prayers cannot attack directly. Earl, did you summon it with Prayers, or yeah, you did. You can't attack directly. Whoops. This hasn't been tributed yet. It still had the effect to self-reborn and then attack for game. He's going main phase too. No. No. That would be in my YCS illegal plays, I'm sure. Requiem, oh gosh. Well, we have Lacrima burned for game, obviously, right? What if we can't make Lacrima? How can I not make Lacrima when they have multiple impermanences? Oh, shite. I'm not gonna be able to make my Lacrima for game. What the? Do we have a tracked engrave if we were able to even make some play with that? Engraver, reborn. There's no way Ankara's winning this game, right? It's not possible. It's possible. Send from the deck a Nightmare. Nightmare is gonna boost up the Gursu. I'm happy that we're in this scenario. We now get to see some Orcust cooking. Galatea, Link 2. Let's return back the Harpour, set up the Babel. I will be very much interested to see if we're able to play through this Orcust field. This is gonna be a sight to behold. Dingursu is going to attach. We can make a Masquerena if we want to. We do have the Prayers. Masquerena is great, mate. Now, what I always talk about with deck building is the word cannot special, and that's very important here. So if you want to type in the word Orcust, semicolon, cannot special, and then if you're on PC, you could do a Control-C, V, and then highlight a card. If you activate this, cannot special. The Babel makes this a quick effect. And what can you not special? Non-dark monsters. Same thing, you use this effect, you use the effect of the symbol. So these three effects, if you use them during the opponent's turn, you can't go into an Apollo USA, which means we have to resolve the Masquerena before the other effects. If we have nothing banished, what you could do is you could Harpour Chainlink 1, only on the resolution will be locked out of the Apollo, but then on Chainlink 2, Masquerena, activate. Chainlink 3, Enlin Gursu, steal a monster. Chainlink 4, reborn the Galatea. The Maxi's still popping off here, by the way, even though we're paused. What the heck? And then you'd be able to reborn, take control, make an Apollo, and then get yourself summon locked into Dark. But we have the Imperm being used right away onto the Masquerena, and that is a huge play. The Masquerena was going to go into potentially a 4-material Apollo and enable the Enlin Gursu to be able to send a card from the field to the graveyard. That's about 5 forms of disruption we just turned off with an impermanence. Summon Asaji with the Habakiri. Habakiri further search for the Ritual. Ritual it up. Now, the secret with Orcust is they actually want you to kill their Enlin Gursu. They want it in graveyard. With the field spell, they have the effect to now send a card from the field to the grave whenever they want. And you can't call by the grave the effect. You have to call by the grave preemptively before it even wants to activate. And this is it. So we will, try to take control of the Murakumo. Murakumo, if we want to, I guess we have to bait him, I think. Are we going to bait him? Are we going to flip up? Are we going to activate the Enlin Gursu, and then he's going to activate to negate the Enlin Gursu, and then we're going to chain Imperm? But if we chain Imperm, he makes it a negated Imperm, but then we chain to add a card to the hand to discard for the Imperm. This is going to be interesting. Habakiri. He's going with the bait. Will Murakumo try to negate? I think this is a mistake. If I go, all right, I'm not negating, you now can't Imperm. If you try to Imperm, I guess you have to then chain prayers to search your deck. So even if we do a later Imperm, if they don't take the bait here, they will still have a card to discard. Uh-oh, it's resolving. Nope, we're not even getting to that point. We're gonna grab the Orcust, and now the Murakumo just gets wiped out. Wipe the field. Now, our forms of disruption are still the quick effect of the Enlin Gursu to send a card from the field to the grave. We could still Imperm, we could still Prayers Reborn the Murakumo to wipe the field and force them to discard. We just use the effect of the Enlin Gursu. So despite failing the Maxi Fualash challenge by how much life points? There was like 200 life left. We were still able to win the duel through the immense forms of disruption, even with Masquerena getting negated by impermanence. I freaking love Orcust. Habakiri from the deck, Saji. The opponent's got absolutely nothing. Let's speed this up. Monster negates. We're going to be able to Nibiru Mate, Finger the Graveyard, Reborn, wipe the opponent's field, also force them to discard. We can negate a monster effect. We could pop, pop, pop. And do we have a 10th disruption with an aggregator? Yes, we do. 10 freaking disruptions versus a 6-card hand. We have a brick, a brick, a brick, a called by, 1 Habakiri, and 1 Gursu. Okay, let's go. We pretty much have a 3-card hand. Normal the Gursu, Detonator is going to wipe you out, so we're not going to be able to summon the tokens, unfortunately. And the Cross may negate. Cross does not negate. Interesting. We're going to call by the Grave, Finger the Orcust Nightmare. There's no Babble to make it a quick effect to activate before we would get fingered. And now we have our final play. That's it. No other plays. Saji is triggering to search, and we can't finger the Photon, so we scoop. That's how it be. That's it. But now, the 60-card, filled to the brim, full engine powered deck is going first. And as long as we don't get max shade, we should win, right? Pre-prep. We have to think. Do we want to Droll turning off both of our Fuas? Or do we want to double Fua him? What's the play? He Drolls! Thinking, maybe he'll have a finger. If he fingers our Droll, then we'll hit him with the Fua. So it wasn't even the Fuas that got him. The freaking Droll Lockford ending his turn. He does have Imperm. He does have Ash. Imperm, negate the Ryzeal. And with the Mad Lad having a Call by the Grave, that is not going to be able to stop it. Now, unfortunately, Fua loss in most decks is just a hand trap. In Ryzeal, it's an extender. Let's get extending. Extend into the Duo Drive. Now, he does have Ash. But then we have the finger for their Ash. Finger their Ash, and just like that, with the Fua further extending into a Duo Drive, negate and banish. Do we surrender now? Let's speed this up. Sword to our hand, Sword and Star. We do lose the ability to normal summon an Ice, but we could still special summon it. We do special summon it. We now bridge our way into Feral Imps. Star Ryzeal, set up the Cross. Let's search for the Habakiri. Flip the Cross. It's not even activate, or it's not negatable yet. We don't have an Xyz material under the Dua. And now we're going to Habakiri. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Grab a Habakir from the deck, grab back the Ritual. Well, 9,000 damage. This is enough. Lethal damage, thanks to a Fua extending and a Called by the Grave. Damn. Earl GB, I appreciate greatly. Please come back again with more Orcust plays. I love to see more Orcust. I feel bad you got screwed here, though. What the hell?